Why Clint Walker didn't go to Jack Elam's funeral. Jack Elam was born on November 13, 1920, in Miami, Arizona, and remains one of Hollywood's most recognizable character actors, known primarily for his roles as villains in Western films and television shows. His life story is one of perseverance and adaptation, overcoming personal hardship and transforming from a bookkeeper to an iconic actor with a lasting legacy. With his signature lazy eye, Elam became synonymous with the gritty, morally ambiguous characters that populated the Wild West genre, but his career and life held much more depth and variety than just the villainous roles for which he is most famous. Elam grew up in poverty during the Great Depression, with his mother dying when he was just 3 years old. He was raised by his father, who remarried, and his early years were filled with financial hardship. Despite these challenges, Elam was determined to carve out a life for himself. He worked various jobs, including as a hotel clerk and accountant, to make ends meet. His trademark feature, a wandering or lazy eye, was the result of an accident when he was a boy. At the age of 12, Elam was involved in a fight during which he was stabbed in the eye with a pencil, causing permanent damage. This injury, rather than hindering his acting career, would ironically become one of his most distinctive and memorable traits as an actor. Before his acting career took off, Elam initially pursued a more conventional path, working as a bookkeeper in Los Angeles. He had little intention of entering the entertainment industry, but fate had other plans. Elam worked as a studio accountant for a time, and it was during this period that he began to make connections within the film industry. His rough-hewn looks and intense demeanor attracted the attention of producers and directors, leading to small roles in B-movies. At first, his acting work was sporadic, but by the 1950s, he had transitioned fully into acting, leaving behind his accounting career. Jack Elam became a staple in westerns, a genre that dominated American cinema in the 1950s and 1960s. He gained notoriety for playing menacing, unhinged villains whose ruthless nature was often reflected in Elam's piercing gaze. His first major break came with the film Rawhide in 1951, where he portrayed a cold-blooded killer. This role set the tone for much of his early career, with Elam quickly becoming typecast as the quintessential bad guy in Western films. Elam's roles in iconic films like High Noon, 1952, Veracruz, 1954, and The Man from Laramie, 1955, cemented his place as one of the most formidable villains of the silver screen. His towering presence and distinctive face made him a natural fit for the hard-bitten, lawless antagonists who populated the Western genre. His performances, marked by subtle menace and unpredictability, earned him a reputation for bringing depth and nuance to roles that might have otherwise been one-dimensional. Despite his frequent casting as the bad guy, Elam was a highly versatile actor. In the latter half of his career, he demonstrated a flair for comedy, showing that he was more than just a villainous figure. In films like Support Your Local Sheriff, 1969, and Support Your Local Gunfighter, 1971, Elam played comedic sidekicks, delighting audiences with his impeccable timing and wit. His transition into comedy allowed him to display a softer, more lighthearted side, and it broadened his appeal to a new generation of fans. Elam also appeared in a range of television shows, proving his adaptability across genres. He made guest appearances on popular programs such as Gunsmoke, Bonanza, and The Twilight Zone, often playing unpredictable or morally complex characters. His memorable performance in the Twilight Zone episode Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? Showcased his ability to bring an eerie, otherworldly quality to his roles. He later took on more comedic roles in shows like The Cannonball Run and The Love Boat, continuing to reinvent himself as an actor well into the 1970s and 1980s. Over the course of a career that spanned more than 4 decades, Jack Elam appeared in over 200 films and television episodes. His unique appearance and magnetic screen presence made him a beloved figure among Western enthusiasts and general audiences alike. While he may have been typecast early on, Elam's ability to transcend his bad guy persona and embrace comedy added depth to his filmography, proving that he was more than a one-note actor. Elam's influence on the Western genre cannot be overstated. He helped define what it meant to be an outlaw in the American West, bringing to life characters that were both terrifying and captivating. Yet, his willingness to break away from these roles and explore new comedic avenues demonstrated his remarkable range as an actor. Even though his lazy eye became his trademark, his legacy is defined by far more than just a physical trait. It is defined by his immense talent, versatility, and ability to captivate audiences, whether as a villain or a comic sidekick. In contrast to the ruthless characters he portrayed, Jack Elam was known off-screen as a gentle and humorous man who was well liked by his peers. Elam was married twice, first to Jean Louise Hodgert from 1937 until her death from colon cancer on January 24, 1961. 7 months later, in August 1961, Elam married again, then to Margaret M. Jennison, and the couple had 3 children. Elam spent his later years living quietly in Oregon, where he continued to work sporadically in television and film until his retirement in the early 1990s. Jack Elam's career is a testament to his adaptability, charisma, and enduring appeal. In an era dominated by westerns, he stood out for his ability to embody both menace and humor, bringing complexity to roles that might have otherwise been overshadowed. From his humble beginnings in Arizona to his status as one of Hollywood's most iconic character actors, Elam's life and career are a reminder of the power of perseverance and the impact of a singular presence on the screen. Today, Jack Elam is remembered not only for his unmistakable physical appearance but for his ability to inject life and personality into every role he played. Whether as a snarling outlaw in a dusty saloon or a bumbling comic relief, Elam's performances left an indelible mark on American cinema. He remains a beloved figure in film history, celebrated for his contributions to the Western genre and beyond. His legacy endures, and his body of work continues to entertain and inspire new generations of viewers. Clint Walker, best known for his role as the towering cowboy Cheyenne Bodie in the TV series Cheyenne, was faced with a difficult decision when his friend and fellow actor Jack Elam passed away. Jack Elam, a beloved character actor with a career spanning decades, was known for his iconic portrayal of villains in westerns, often due to his distinctive looks, including his famously wandering eye. When Elam died in 2003, many expected that his longtime co-star and friend, Clint Walker, would attend the funeral to pay his respects. However, Walker made the surprising decision to miss the event, an absence that raised many questions among fans and colleagues. The primary reason for Walker's absence was rooted in a serious health issue. By the time of Elam's passing, Walker was in his mid-70s and had been dealing with a heart condition that demanded careful management. Years prior, Walker had survived a near-death experience that left a lasting mark on his health. In 1971, Walker was involved in a freak accident while skiing at Mammoth Mountain, California. He was impaled by a ski pole and was pronounced dead after his heart stopped beating for a period. Miraculously, he recovered, but the incident left his heart vulnerable to further complications. Doctors had advised Walker to take extreme precautions with his heart, particularly when it came to stressful situations. The emotional strain of attending a close friend's funeral, combined with the potential physical toll of travel and the public nature of the event, posed a significant risk to his health. Walker was already on a regimen designed to manage his heart condition, and the long flight or even the heightened emotions of grief could have exacerbated his condition. At the time, Walker was well aware of the importance of following his doctor's advice, especially after the miraculous recovery from his ski accident, which had almost claimed his life. In a later interview, Walker expressed his deep sadness at not being able to attend the funeral, stating that missing it was one of the most difficult decisions he had to make. He had shared a special bond with Elam, forged through their years of working together in Hollywood westerns. Their on-screen chemistry was legendary, with Walker's stoic, heroic presence contrasting perfectly with Elam's mischievous, often villainous persona. Off-screen, the two men had developed a close friendship, sharing a mutual respect for each other's craft and a love for the Western genre. Walker's decision to prioritize his health over attending the funeral was not one he took lightly. His doctor had warned that the stress could lead to another cardiac episode, and Walker was determined to avoid putting himself at risk, knowing that Elam would have understood. In his heart, Walker honored Elam in a quieter, more personal way, remembering the good times they had shared on set and the years of friendship that followed. He believed that Elam, a man who had faced his own share of health challenges in his later years, would have approved of his decision to take care of himself. In the end, Clint Walker's absence from Jack Elam's funeral was a poignant reminder of the toll that age and health issues can take, even on the most resilient of individuals. It was also a testament to the deep bond of friendship between the two actors, a bond that transcended physical presence. For Walker, the best way to honor Elam's memory was not by risking his own health but by keeping the memory of their shared adventures alive in his heart.